So here we go. I should be live. So if anyone can tell me if you can hear me, if you can see me, I will check my other screen here. Hello, Selson. Can you hear me? Okay, so apparently everything is working. Let me double check everything here, and in 2 minutes we will start. Okay, so hi everybody. Thanks for coming for this live after a few months, I would say. But there is a good reason for this live. As you know, we will talk about DaDaBIK 12. Not just talking, I will show you a preview of some of the new features we will have. So for the few people, I guess, who don't know what is DaDaBIK, DaDaBIK is a no-code, low-code platform. Basically, you can use it to build web applications, simple web applications like CRUD, other internal tools, without any coding. But you can also add your own PHP and JavaScript code to build more complex applications. That's DaDaBIK. Yeah, in 2024, I'm still not sure when exactly, hopefully in the first quarter, we will have a major upgrade, DaDaBIK 12. And in this upgrade, you will see several new important features and also a completely new user interface. So it's going to be a huge and important release. Let me double check here. Okay, and okay, thanks for the feedback. Yeah, and just to clarify something about DaDaBIK and its twin application, AppifyText.ai. AppifyText.ai is a service built on the top of DaDaBIK. Basically, there is an AI that takes your textual description of an app and use this input to create an app, a web application again, using DaDaBIK. So it's a service on the top of DaDaBIK, built on the top of DaDaBIK. Why I'm saying that? Because obviously the release of DaDaBIK 12 will impact on DaDaBIK as a standalone application, but also on AppifyText, because you will see that the application created by AppifyText.ai will have, for example, the new DaDaBIK user interface. Okay, I just wanted to clarify that. What else? So, as I said, we will have several new features and a completely new user interface for the app. So, for the front end of DaDaBIK. So, for the user interface of the app you create with DaDaBIK. This one, just to be clear. Let me check if everything is working, because maybe there is some delay, but I think you should see everything after a while. So what I was saying is that yeah, the user interface will change, and I decided to delegate completely the user interface to a company, the same company who helped me with the DaDaBIK.com website, the company who basically created the template and the toolkit I've used for the latest version of DaDaBIK website will work on the user interface. Okay, and they'll basically they will do everything from scratch. So I will give them the 10, 15 typical screens of a DaDaBIK app, and they will create from scratch the user interface. And then I will integrate the work in the DaDaBIK engine. Okay, I just want to check if anyone can tell me if you see everything correctly or you see a lot of delay, because on my test screen I've seen the switch to the current screen, the one with all customers, with a lot of delay, but maybe it's just my problem. Can you tell me if you see everything fine? For example, now I'm switching back to the website, the DaDaBIK website. Okay, I see there is a delay, but it seems that everything is synced. So it's just some delay, but it shouldn't be a problem. So where we are going to start? I have some notes here to be sure not to forget anything. So I will use to show you a preview of the features. I will use this CRM app. This CRM app, that is the one. Okay. Thanks for the feedback. I will use this CRM app. This is the app I've created for a tutorial that you can see on YouTube. It's quite a long tutorial that shows many DaDaBIK features, and this was the resulting application. I will use this application to show you the new features. So I will show you a very important new feature and two improvements, let's say. I will keep the big feature for the end. I will start with the smallest improvement, and then the second improvement that is probably bigger, and finally the big new feature. So The CRM app, I don't know if you remember that. It's a classic CRM application. Here I'm logged in as Ennio, that is, a normal user, is not an admin user. You have customers at various stages, as you have typically with CRM applications. You can track sales, you can track communications, you have a dashboard with some charts. This was the application basically. So I will keep on this browser the application on Safari, the application with a standard user, not non-admin user logged in, and I will keep the same application here, but with the root user logged in. Okay, so the very first thing I want to show you is about permissions, and I want to show you how the permissions page is changing. Let me open here. This is the old approach for permissions. This is I would say a small improvement. It's just about the user interface, but I think it can help. So I think it's useful to show it to you, and to hear your feedback if you have any suggestion. So for example, here in the permissions, as you know, in the permissions tab, I can set the permission for a combination of table, view, page, and user group. So for example, let's configure the permission for the table customers and for the group admin. So this was the standard permissions page that you already know. And this is the new, instead, well, a draft of the new page that has a little change that can I think save you a few clicks, and at the end sometimes if you have complex tables with a lot of fields. So in the old approach, I have for each pair of permission type and field, I have to click once and click again to change the permission, so 2 clicks. Now, as you can see, I have just 1 click. So on one side, I will save sometimes because of the number of clicks I will save, but I think that also having this more clear approach can help to visually see immediately how the permissions are set. Because green is enabled, gray is disabled, you can immediately have a look at the permissions page and have a more comprehensive view of the status of your permission settings, respect to what you have here that is actually not very clear, right? And also these buttons, yes to all, no, yes for all, no for all, are, I think, more clear than they used to be. The only thing I see here is this checkbox. I'm still thinking about how to handle it. Why? Because the edit, if you remember, the edit permission has not 2 status but 3, because we have no, yes, yes, but disabled. So it wasn't easy to replicate this with this switch that is an on-off switch. So at the moment the solution is to I decided to use is to add a checkbox here. So when edit is on, I can check here to say yes, it's on but disabled. Obviously I will add a tooltip here to make everything clear, but I don't have any better solution for the moment. So if you have any suggestion about the checkbox or about the permissions page in general, feel free to add some comments to the chat. Andres say current UI is okay. Please be careful in the changes. Okay, we will take care of that. We will be careful. On the other side, the UI is starting to be quite old, so it's time to refresh it. And the new UI will use Bootstrap. That means that also for you will be easier to impact on the UI using CSS. If you know, at least if you know Bootstrap, and I mean, learning at least the basics of Bootstrap is quite easy and it's powerful. So I think it's time to change. Okay, Tony asks. Tony says the checkbox is confusing. Yeah, I know it's a bit confusing. I think that after, I mean, if you are a new user, it's probably confusing. After a while, it will be fine, I think, especially if I add a tooltip. I'm not sure what you mean with two separate radio buttons. Two separate radio buttons. Oh, you mean two? Okay. I don't know. I don't know because at that point you will have so edit and edit but disabled. I think it would be even more confusing. But you know, I will think about it because you know, disabled is also a difficult word because maybe users can think about disable like disabling the edit operation, but here we are talking about, well, that is correct, but on the other side, we need to express the fact that the field is in the edit form, but it's disabled. I don't know if you have if you think about any ideas, and you can obviously write it here in the chat. You can also send me an email during the next few days because again it's under construction, so there is time to change it. Okay, Tony. Yes, that's what this was. What I understood. I would think about it. Andres says to keep the old approach. So this one just for edit. That's another option I thought about at the beginning. It's not very nice to see. I think it's a bit confusing. but yeah, I also tried that option. Right now, this is the one that, at least for me, is less confusing. But again, feel free to tell me and to suggest me any idea if you have. Disabled equal to read only. Uh, uh, is this a question? Is I didn't get your question. Can you clarify? And let me check if I missed something. Do you plan to follow a mobile first approach? Yes, it's probably gonna be a mobile first approach, but I mean, we still have to discuss that with the people who will work on the UI. Bootstrap itself, is built with a mobile first approach in mind, so it will probably be like that. Okay, so this was the permission. Um, oh yeah, explanation box. This is what I said before. I will add a tooltip here to explain what the checkbox means for sure. Maybe I can also write a label directly without a tooltip. That's another option. Okay, let me drink some water. Okay, thanks, Alessandro. He says he's using Bootstrap with some custom pages. So yeah, I think after having reviewed some solutions, and I did that for the website, I think that Bootstrap is still the best option for DaDaBIK, and considering the way I code. Okay. All right. This was the first. Um, Manuel says I can use a three states toggle button. I thought about that as well. It's not that easy. Um, Here I'm using Bootstrap components for these toggles, and I haven't found a super easy way to do it um, to create a three status switch with Bootstrap without doing anything special, let's say. So I will still consider that as an option, but so far it wasn't. At least my first attempt um, was not good. I mean, the result was not good. Okay, so This was a small improvement that I hope you appreciate. Second thing I want to show you. Second thing is pages. All right. The second thing is about the menu, the pages you have in your DaDaBIK application. So, well, let's go back to our application. So this is the menu we have. right? The menu is composed by the pages you add to your DaDaBIK application. A page can be based on a table, like for example, this page is based on the customers table. A page can be based on a view, like this one, for example. Okay, there was an error. A page can be based on a custom page, like this one. So all these pages compose the menu. And you probably know that if you have a complex application, and especially if you have a lot of pages, and the pages coming from different sources, tables, views, custom pages, it's complex and tedious to sort the pages. So if you decide to, put, I don't know, sales after dashboard, you have to go to sales, check the order, the position is position 6, but you don't know the position of dashboard, so you have to change the menu here. Dashboard is 9, so you have to put 9 on the sales page and 6 on this one. And you have to keep in mind, all the orders, and sometimes it's very, tedious and complex. I personally hate that. So I wanted to simplify that. And here you can see the new menu preview. Of course, again, this is under construction, so I don't know if it will be here or somewhere else. Maybe the layout is going to change, but let's focus on the functionalities. So basically here in the admin area, you can see a preview of the menu, and you can view the menu as the different user groups. So here is how an admin user will see the dashboard, the menu, and here is how sales top manager will see a menu. In this case, probably it's exactly the same, but they could have different permissions, so they could see or not see some pages, right? And the most important thing is that now you can just drag and drop the menu items on the position you want to use. Okay, so I want to change the position of sales and put it here after communication. I take sales and that's it. Sales is now after communication. So let's try to see the actual application. Here we go. Now sales is after communication. Okay, so, and not only you can change the position, but when you change the position, the item also automatically get the parent, the folder you put the item in. So for example, if all these items are under customers, right? We have customers with all these items. And why we have that? Because in the pages table here, all customers is under customers. Leads is under customers, and all the other items you see. So when you take an item and you put it here we go. It gets the parent automatically, so you don't have to change it. So again, it's not a huge new feature, but I think it can make things much smoother, because at least in my experience, when you have complex applications with a lot of pages, especially when you have pages coming from different sources and many different permissions, configuring the order is a nightmare. And now we can say was a nightmare, because hopefully this is going to help a lot with this process. Again, if you have any comment, any suggestions, any ideas to improve this menu preview, please tell me. You can write on the chat and I will read your comments. I need some water again. Okay, we have a comment. Okay, Tony just confirmed I mean my feeling with when I build DaDaBIK application, the fact that handling the order with complex application was a nightmare. So hopefully this will help a lot. Okay, thanks for the comments. Thanks, Andres. Tony, yes, you are right. The first version of the menu had the handle. Then I removed it because I didn't find a nice way to use it. But I think that the last improvement that used the mouse pointer. So, for example, here, as you can see, you have this mouse pointer and a tooltip saying that you cannot change the position of the home, because the home is always the first one. But when you go to something that you can move, you get the little hand. So I think it's pretty clear now, but I will also think about that. Alessandro. Alessandro, I didn't get exactly what you meant about calling pages. Maybe if you can reformulate your comment. Okay, so this was the menu thing, and okay, thanks for all the comments. Again, feel free to write, and sorry if I missed some of the comments. I'm very happy there are a lot of people today watching and commenting the live, so it was time to do a live. Okay, now the big new feature, the beta dev feature. So let me introduce it. So how you normally, right now with the current version of DaDaBIK, how do you normally handle the deployment, the test of a complex application. I think in many cases you have two twin applications, a dev application and a live or production application. So they have two different URLs. Probably you do your test. For example, you want to change something and you don't want to do it live on the live application because you have to do some tests. So you do it on your beta, your development application that again is a copy with different files, different database of the production application and different URL. And when everything is fine, when you think that everything is fine, then you publish your application, your changes to the production application. This is not an easy task. I mean, you have to do it manually. You have to replicate your changes to the production application, but the changes in your file, the changes in your DB. So it's, again, not smooth at all. Maybe if you use Git, you can improve things a little bit, but still, you have two different applications that you have to keep synchronized. And for example, even when DaDaBIK, a new DaDaBIK version is released, you have to upgrade one application and the other. It's work. It's work. So the beta dev new feature, hopefully will fix that. How? So let me go here. Okay, so here I am in again the admin area of the same application I have here. If you check the URL, is exactly the same. It's DaDaBIK DaDaBIK, and then we have a port number, not very important, it's a technical thing. And here, that's exactly the same URL, right? Okay, so let's say I want to change something. Let's say I want to change something in my application. For example, let's say that I want to change something in the layout. I don't like blue-gray graphic theme anymore. I want the black theme. Okay, so black. And that is the first thing. And then let's go to the form configurator. Customers, let's work on customers. Let's say that before first name, well, I will change the label, first space name, and I will add separator, general info, okay, general info for all the forms, okay, so, and another separator before email, contact info. Okay. Okay. This is just, some little things I can change, for example, for my application. Let's double check here. The new app is now black. And if I create a new customer, I have the two separators, and as you can see, the label has changed. However, if I go to the other browser, where not an admin user, but a normal user, Ennio, is logged in, let's check here. As you can see, Ennio cannot see our changes. He is still seeing the old version of the application. Even if I try to create a new customer, I see the old version of the form. Okay, so the theme is the old one, the form is the old one, this is the current one. So what is happening? What is happening is that I am in beta mode, this new development mode. When I am in beta mode, only admin users and if I want, certain trusted users can see my changes. So for example, I can check my changes, test my changes, send an email to my trusted users saying to check the changes, to check the new version, and then when I'm done, when I'm sure that the changes are fine, I go here, dev mode, and I publish my changes. Push your changes to live. So here I can write a comment. Here I can write something like theme changed and customers form changed and push. Confirm, done. Okay, now my changes are live and only now standard users can see them. So let's reload this page now. Here we go. Now Ennio can see the new version of the application with the black theme and the new form. Okay. Selson, yes, I'm using exactly the same database. So you don't need anymore two databases. You don't need anymore a copy of the files. You need just one DaDaBIK application. Where is the trick? The trick is that it is true I'm using just one database, but when I'm in beta version, in beta mode, DaDaBIK is using instead of using the standard DaDaBIK forms, DaDaBIK permissions, all the DaDaBIK tables, standard DaDaBIK tables, it uses a different version of those tables. They are called DaDaBIK forms beta, DaDaBIK permissions beta, and so on and so forth. Okay, so admin users and trusted users use the beta internal tables. Standard users keep going using the standard tables. So let me tell you something more. Again, I need some water. Thanks, Selson. Thanks, Tony, for the question. Here I have everything I need. So first of all, here I can change my mode. Because for example, maybe I have a simple application that, and I'm sure that I can work and test my things when nobody is using the application or the database. So I want to do everything live. I can still do it. Okay, change the mode to live and everything will be as usual. But I suggest to use the new feature. So to stay in beta mode, here separated by comma, you can set your trust trusted users, and you can change this list whenever you want. Here you publish your changes with a comment, and here you pull your changes, which is the opposite. Basically, well, maybe you are doing everything live, but at some point you want to start using the beta mode. So what you want to do is to pull things from live to beta. Okay, pull. And here you will see your latest publications with the comments, date, the username of the user who published that, and so on and so forth. But it's still under construction. Okay? Tony, that's very interesting. This is something I'm thinking about. So Tony says, if I keep track of the changes in every publication, not at the moment, maybe in a second version. Obviously it complicates things a lot, but you know, something to mimic a versioning system like Git that allows me to come back to a specific version of the application would be very good. But at the moment, I don't do that. I just, keep track of the comments and that's it. All right, so let me go on, and let me explain something more about that, because basically everything you have in the admin area is covered by this new feature. So I don't know. Let's add a new page here, custom page. Okay, that's just a test page, test for live, permissions, test for live. I'm going to say yes for admin and yes to sales top manager. Sales top manager is the group the user Ennio, the other one, belongs to. Okay, so here, if I reload, here I'm logged in as root, I see test for live, right? But if I go to this page, the one with Ennio, I don't see it. Why? Because I haven't published the last changes I did, basically. And let's go on. Let's go on here. For example, let's, I don't know, let's add a new field. Notes customer, a new field to the customers table. Notes customer, long test, null yes, and save. Permissions, customers, admin, notes, yes, except from, well, let's say yes to all. Yes to all. Customer. Okay, I have my new field, but again, as a standard user, if I reload this page, there's no notes field. I still need to publish my changes. So settings, added field and page. And now we have the page and we have the field. All right. Okay, so just to clarify what is covered and what is not covered in the admin area, basically everything is covered, except so any modification you do here, form configurator, permissions, and so on and so forth, are covered by this beta dev feature. Status is not covered, but doesn't make sense. I mean, if you want to change the status of the application, obviously you want to do it for everybody. And data is not covered. What does it mean? When you add a new field to a table, well, the database is only one. So when I added the nodes field to the customers table, actually also Ennio, the standard user, was using the new customers table with the added field. However, since the permissions changes were not set yet, Ennio didn't see the field. So the only thing you should take care about is the fact that when you add a new field, if it's a change that you don't want to show to everybody, it should be probably nullable yes. Otherwise, the user could get an error because since the field is not in the form and the DBMS expects a value, an error would be triggered. Well, after having published the changes, you can change this to no if that's the case. All right. Okay, and it's not over. It's not over because let me check here my notes. It's not over because not only what you have here is covered by the new beta dev feature, but also your custom code. And that's probably the most important thing, because the custom code is the most complex thing you do with DaDaBIK, and probably the thing you want to test very carefully before publishing it. All right, so your custom functions, your custom PHP pages, your templates, your custom languages, everything is covered by this new feature. How? It's very simple. Basically, let's take custom functions.php. Custom functions.php will have a twin file called custom functions beta.php. That is the one you should work on. You do your you write your code there, you test your things. When you're done, you publish and the content will be copied to custom functions. That's it. Okay. Exactly, Selson, and thank you very much, Alessandro, for your comment. I want to show you an example of that. So let me check here. Customers. Okay, amount sales. Amount sales has a custom formatting function. In fact, if we go here, customers, amount sales, we have DaDaBIK format customer sales. And that's this function. So if the amount is at least 8,500,000, the color is green. I don't remember the reason of this value, but anyway, that is the rule. Okay, let's say we don't like green anymore. Let's try another color like blue, for example. And okay, let's see here. Okay, now it's blue, and it's blue. I can see it already blue because I'm logged in as root. But again, Enio still sees the amount as green. Why? Because I haven't published my changes yet, so let's do it. Color change to blue. All right. Okay. So also your custom files are safe. You can add your code, you can test, you can do whatever you want, and only you and your trusted users will see that. When you're done, you click on publish, everything will be published. Okay, that is how the feature works. Tell me if you have any questions, comments, suggestions. Well, at the moment, when you create, I think you are referring to a custom PHP page, you have to create the page file manually. That means that you have to create, for example, a page test.php and a page test beta.php if you want to use the beta feature. I don't know if I answered to the question, Tony. Thank you very much. I mean, I like this feature very much. I'll be honest with you. I mean, I think it's working very well. Well, I mean, obviously we will see under you know under heavy work if everything will work as expected. But I think it's a good compromise considering everything, and it's a good announcement for testing and deployment. Okay, good. One doubt I have is should I make things more modular, like saying that from config, from your config file, you can set if, for example, languages are always live or permissions are always live, something like that. So giving the user the possibility to decide if some components are is if a component is covered or not by the beta that feature or not, I don't know. It could be an addition, but I don't want to complicate things too much. So probably we will see that during real development if we need some adjustment. exactly. This, saves a lot of things. A different DB, a different code base. Yeah, definitely. Everything is easier. Yeah, that's it. If you have any ideas, suggestions, please write it in the chat, or if you take if you want to take your time and think about it and want to send me an email, feel free to do it. I think I'm done here. So the only thing I want to stress is, let me double check here. The last thing I want to stress is the release date of DaDaBIK 12 is not has not been decided yet. Again, hopefully the beginning of 2024, but there are a lot of things to work on, so I'm not 100% sure. If you are a new user and you're thinking about buying a lifetime license, or you are already a customer but you have an old lifetime license and you are thinking about upgrading it, don't I mean, you don't have to wait. My suggestion is until DaDaBIK 12 you can buy the current release of DaDaBIK, because if you buy an enterprise license, for example, you will have an entire year of free upgrades. So for sure you will get DaDaBIK 12 for free when it will be out. With the additional advantage, well, an additional advantage is the fact that you pay the current price of DaDaBIK. I'm not saying that for sure DaDaBIK 12, for DaDaBIK 12 the price will be higher, but honestly I'm thinking about it because the prices are quite stable since quite a long time, and DaDaBIK 12 will be a huge improvement, so prices might change. So that's one thing you can consider. Okay. And yeah, I think that's it. Let me check the chat if there is anything. Thank you very much, Tony, for your comment. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Richard. So yeah, I think that's it for today. My plan was to do live stream more often, but there is so much work to do with the development of DaDaBIK 12 that yeah, I don't have much time to do the live show. But maybe I will try to do another live about DaDaBIK 12 before the release of DaDaBIK 12, but I'm not 100% sure. But I'll keep you posted. All right, and yeah, that's it. Thanks everybody for for being here, for your comments, for your precious feedback. Feel free to write me, and yeah, see you next time. Ciao.